Hello guys, welcome to another video. This time we're talking about something different from tanking, and it's a different kind of tanking. It's about ranking. I'm going to give my experience when it comes down to ranking, so I don't know how long or short this video is gonna be. Those videos again, they're not guides, they're just let's talks. So that being said, I'm gonna share you my experience from ranking, what I've learned, what I've gained, other than the gear of course, and what my honest opinions are for ranking, what I would suggest you if you want to rank, and how long it takes, all of those kind of random questions. I guess I will be answering them from myself, but if you found out my channel, I'm someone who is new to WoW, new to classic WoW that is. I choose to play Druid because I just love how the class plays. Druid was a class that from the early alpha patches of WoW until very early to the patch we're playing, they were so it was so bad with all the changes, all the buffs. I mean, Druid used to have like Dark Bear from below the patch we're playing, used to give you not even half the amount of armor. So that being said, Druids are having such a bad reputation, they always had that. But that was out of the patch we're playing currently, and it's a class that I've seen to be such a great class when it comes to tanking, when it comes to DPS, when it comes to healing. Yet it has all these misconceptions I chose to play Druid. I've seen that the PvP gear or the PvP set we're getting from rank 13 and rank 12, it's actually the first tanking turret set that Druids are having in Classic, if you can conclude that. So I chose to rank, and I managed to get up to rank 13. It took me 17 weeks to do that, 17 weeks of pain and hell, and I might be over exaggerating for some, but I'm actually not. So ranking, so you're going to ranking is a marathon. Ranking is something that's gonna take you a very long time. Ranking is not something, it is not a race that you start to, run as fast as you can and you're gonna get there eventually. No, ranking is about chopping a tree, like as I always like to call it. Imagine having this big olive tree. I'm saying olive tree because I'm a Greek, and olive trees, as you guys might know or heard before, they have some of the hardest surface. So ranking in a picture is like you hitting with a sword or something, you hitting an olive tree. After one day, after 10 swings or 20 swings or 30 swings, the more you're hitting it, you're not gonna see a difference, but after 5,000 swings, after a very big number of that, you can see the results coming, you can see the hits being shown onto the olive tree, and that's how ranking is. Ranking is a marathon, it's something that's gonna take you, it depends on the pace, but if you want to finish ranking as fast as you can, best case scenario is gonna take you 2 months, but for the most part, that's never happened. From all the friends I've made, nobody ever had a perfect week aside from maybe 1 or 2 people out of 100. If you don't belong to 1%, like me for instance, it's gonna take you, the desired amount of time. You think it's gonna take like 2 months, maybe more, plus few extra weeks. For me, with my calculations and how I wanted to stack, it will take me around 14 weeks, but it took me instead 17, almost 18 actually. So again, I'm not gonna explain how ranking works. Ranking is that very weird system that you're getting. There are so many videos out there if you want to check how ranking works, but it's a very complicated system that it gives you ranking points, and based on your ranking points every week you are getting your rank. 175,000 ranking points and you are getting a rank, aside from the first ranks of course, and every week you are decaying 20% of your current rank. So for instance, I think that's happening when people go for rank 13 who want to go for rank 14. Rank 14 is Grandmasters, by the way. If you go for bracket 2 or bracket 3, or if you go for anything that's not bracket 1, which means you might have to farm from 800k honor per week to up to 1.5, even 2 million in some servers, and that's like 20 hours every day, sometimes even 24 hours every day, and many people are account sharing for that. If you're not gonna do that, you're gonna decay and you're gonna lose rank. So ranking system, it's a system that requires you to play 16 hours every single day if you want to make it to the first 3 brackets. If you want to make this fast, it requires you to play at least 12 with 16 hours per day. And having in mind that many people are having a job, like me, having in mind many people are having in real life responsibilities. So again, ranking is something that's very painful, and it brings pretty much the worst out of people because the more you're playing, the more you're getting rewarded, and if you stop playing, you get punished. So many people are getting trapped to a point that once they start ranking, after a month or two, they're starting to getting into the decay zone, which means if they stop playing, they're gonna lose even a rank or two. So you're getting pretty much trapped into a system that requires you to be playing constantly until you're done. And it depends how high the motivation is. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to ranking is that you're gonna get involved into lots of drama, because either if you want it or not, you're gonna get into those discords or ranking discords that pretty much you will meet every single guild out there, and some guilds or some people you meet for some specific guilds are gonna be much more toxic, much more vocal around you, and you will have to work out with those people if you want to stack properly, if you want to rank properly. And trust me when I say that, like, we had so many people not wanting to work together, we had so many people that they just wanted to mess people out instead of helping, and it's gonna involve you so much drama. So it's not only a system that it forces you to play constantly, it's not only a system that it punishes you even if you stop playing or if you lose a day, or even 16 hours per day. It's a system that is gonna involve you to so much drama, because ranking requires communication and teamwork for it to happen. Like, the more you are communicating, the more you are working together as a server, the faster, let's say, ranking becomes. And then you're having people who are swapping servers just because of that, because they try to find the best servers to, swap and things like that. So yeah, ranting is gonna do that. Also, something that comes with ranting is that because it's a very painful process and because it takes such a long time, I'm speaking of course if you're going to go for rank 13 or rank 14. Many of you guys have told me you're going to go for rank 11 for the mount, others told me you're going to go for rank 10 for the blue gear, which is still amazing for tanking, others told me you're going to go for rank 13, so it depends on your goals. Rank 11 could take you maybe less than 2 months, but if you're going to go for rank 13 or more, trust me on that, it's gonna take you more than 2 months. So you have to plan very carefully your time, you have to plan very carefully your real life, and all these things consider. Because of how long ranking takes, you're gonna make lots of friends, and of course that means lots of enemies, which comes together. Of course, as I say, what is a friend? Friend is an enemy who haven't attacked you yet, but I'm joking, of course. I've made so many friends from ranking, like, I've been talking constantly, even from Discord, and playing together with many of my friends, with many people that I've met from ranking, because we've been together. With others, we've been together for almost 3 months, with others, we've been together for less than a month, but it doesn't matter the amount of time. When you put people with the same goals and the same ideas, and the same motivation into something or under something, that's been a project, that's been even ranking in WoW, you're gonna find out that some people are thinking like you're gonna relate with some more, and that's gonna help you make friends. Again, World of Warcraft is a game that is very heavily based around you getting socialized, around you making friends, asking people, socializing yourself. So one of the good things when it comes to ranking, if you want to hit a high rank, is that you're gonna at least make 1 or 2 friends when it comes to it, because you will have to find partners to partner with and do your battlegrounds together. As you guys have seen me, I'm doing a R13 basin, which is I'm trying to help the server by trying to make some kind of premade that is gonna help people with ranking. I'm done ranking, so I don't care about the honor, I'm just doing it for the reputation, and we almost hit exalted. At this point where I'm talking, I'm having 3,600 reputation up to 21,000 on revered on the League of Arathi, because we're getting some amazing items, and I want to make a video about it. And last point, let's talk about the end result, which is the gear. Again, if I'm very random when it comes to those videos, it's because those are not guides, those are just videos where I just want to chill with you guys and talk a bit. So that being considered, we're getting the Field Marshal gear, and if you check the stats on that gear and how strong it is, for the most part, and we're gonna change the gloves with ones from Zul Group, we're getting 2% hit chance gloves, we're getting even 1% hit chance cloak and the belt as well, so we're gonna hit cap. We can even do that right now, but the gear we're getting from this phase when it comes to hit chance, it's really so bad, but Zul Group is gonna give us some amazing gear, even a better replacement for Mask of the Forgiven and so many other things. So I'm very excited about Zul Group. I want to make a video and talk about it. But when it comes to the Field Marshal gear, you're gonna be keeping the helmet and the leggings all the way until AQ. That's how strong those items are, and maybe even in Axramas if you get very unlucky with the drops. And the reason I started ranking is because the earlier you're going to rank, the better it becomes, because I'm right now doing blank ruler while I'm using most of my rank 13 gear. The chest piece, the shoulders, the helmet, the gloves, all of those kind of stuff. I mean, the gloves, you're gonna be replacing those from Zul'Gurub. The boots, you're replacing those from the boots from Blanchuler or Nefarian even. And the shoulders, I'm still wearing the shoulders. The shoulders, you're gonna be replacing those in phase 4, which is what I'm doing right now with the R13 base reputation. So pretty much you're doing ranking if you want to tank, right? Just for the helmet and the leggings, and that's what you want to consider. Do you want to spend that many hours? Do you want to spend all this time and effort to get pretty much mostly those two items? And another thing I want to talk about by closing the video, I guess, is that you can always use the ranking gear for Ghosts Golds, because it gives you the movement speed decrease, it gives you some amazing stats for Ghosts Golds. Or you can use that gear, which is what I'm doing when it comes to World PvP, when it comes to me going outside the horde and collecting herbs. So this pretty much comes down to personal goals. For me, ranking was something like a personal goal. It was something I wanted to do for a very long time, all the way before class came out, because I just love the idea of doing it. But it proves out that when it comes to what I think about ranking, right, it differs from person to person's perspective. Some people think it's a crazy idea, some think the worst kind of things. For me, I'm having mixed feelings, and that's it, that ranking is both good and bad. It's very good on paper, how Blizzard intended it to be, but when you bring that on real life or on the servers, it becomes such a mess to deal with. And ranking is a very bad system. It's maybe one of the worst systems I've ever met in any game I've played. It's really a bad system, but the thing that makes it good is that you're playing WoW, which is a game I love, and I managed to make so many friends, and those friends supported me in all the process, as I've done for most of them as well. So ranking, in the end of the day, helped me make many friends and meet many awesome people. So that was pretty much the video I wanted to make about talking about ranking. So it's a long period of time. It's gonna take you more than 2 months if you want to go again from something like rank 4 or rank 5 all the way to rank 13, because after rank 10 it's gonna require you 3 weeks, sometimes 2 weeks, but mostly 3 weeks every time to rank up. So from rank 11 to rank 13 it's gonna require you at least 1 month and some weeks. So it's a very long process, and you have to consider very careful about it, because the moment you start ranking, you cannot go back unless you want to drop out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are ranking right now and what your current rank goals is. And I want to thank you for this support. I want to thank you for your patience, because I've stopped streaming for a very long time, because I wanted to rank, I wanted to do my own thing. And that being said, I watched the video. Thank you for watching, guys. My name is Kavou. Feel free to like. I will be making some new videos very soon about Zul'Gurub, about gear, about other stuff, and I want to apologize if sometimes I'm saying some silly things. I've read your comments about the taunt on the previous video, and that was a mistake I've done, but you guys know that I wasn't very serious about it. And sometimes, or I used to make those videos while I was writing, so I was very pressed on time, and sometimes I will say things I shouldn't. So I want to apologize for that. I will try to pay more attention to those videos, and I accept any form of feedback. That being said, take care, guys. Have a good time in Azeroth, and I wanted to say that it doesn't matter how crazy a goal is. You can always achieve it if you have the right amount of motivation and a good amount of friends. And if you don't have that, you can make it by ranking. Who knows? Maybe you just want to rank just for making friends, right? So yeah, see you guys at next time, and peace.